How's it going, guys? And welcome back to the LAIR. And today we're back in standard best of one. I call this one the Sky Foretold. But before we get into it, I just want to say if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It's free to you and helps us out so much. Also, feel free to drop me a comment, talk about strategy, deck ideas, misplays. I read the comments daily. And if you have any friends or family that are into Magic, please share the channel with them. Lastly, I'd like to just say for all of my new followers or subscribers on either Twitch or YouTube, once you follow or subscribe, just reach out to me in the chat or the comment and say something like, hey, I just subscribed or whatever, and I can respond to you with an in-game code that you can use in Arena to unlock a mystery gift from Wizards. So very excited to be able to offer that to you. Just make sure you reach out to me, or else I can't, there's no other way for me to get in contact with you. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let's hop into it. So this is a Yorion deck. We are using Yorion as our companion, so we'll start with him. He's a 4/5 with flying, and the companion ability says your starting deck contains at least 20 cards more than the minimum deck size, so we're running 80 cards in this instance. And his ability says when Yorion enters the battlefield, exile any number of other non-land permanents you own and control. Return those cards to the battlefield at the beginning of your next end step. Onto the 2-drops, we're running the full play set of Skyclave Cleric or Skyclave Basilica. It's a dual land. It can either enter the battlefield tapped and produce white mana, or it enters the battlefield as a creature that gains us 2 life. Running 3 copies of the Birth of Meletis. This is a enchantment saga. The first chapter says search your library for a basic plains card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. The second chapter says create a 0/4 colorless wall artifact creature token with Defender. And then the final chapter says you gain 2 life. On to the next card, we have the full playset of Omen of the Sea. This is an enchantment at flash speed. Enters the battlefield, we scry 2 and then draw a card. And then we can activate its ability later, sacrifice it, and scry 2. 1 copy of Skyclave Shade. This is a 3/1, and he cannot block. If he was kicked, he enters the battlefield with 2 additional 1/1 counters. And he has the landfall ability. Whenever we play a land, we may play him from our graveyard this turn. Running 3 copies of Mazemind Tome. It's an artifact, and we can tap it, put a page counter on it, and scry, or we can pay 2, tap it, and put a page counter on it and draw a card. And when there are 4 or more page counters on Mazemind Tome, we can exile it and gain 4 life. Running 3 copies of Dance of the Manse. This is a sorcery. It says return up to X target artifact and or non-aura enchantment cards, each with converted mana cost X or less, from your graveyard to the battlefield. If X is 6 or more, those permanents are 4/4 creatures in addition to their other types. Onto the 3-drops, we're running 3 copies of Omen of the Sun, another enchantment that we can flash in, and when it enters the battlefield, we create 2 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens and gain 2 life. And then we can activate its ability later on, sacrifice it, and scry 2. Running 3 copies of Skyclave Apparition. She's a 2/2, and when she enters the battlefield, we exile up to 1 non-target, non-land, non-token permanent we don't control with converted mana cost 4 or less. And then when it leaves the battlefield, the opponent creates an XX blue illusion creature token where X is the converted mana cost of the exiled card. Running 3 copies of Elspeth's Nightmare. This is another enchantment saga. The first chapter says destroy target creature an opponent controls with power 2 or less. The second chapter says target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land, non-creature card, and that player discards that card. And the final chapter says exile target opponent's graveyard. Running 3 copies of Treacherous Blessing. This is an enchantment. It says when Treacherous Blessing enters the battlefield, we draw 3 cards, and whenever you cast a spell, you lose 1 life. Whenever Treacherous Blessing becomes the target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. Onto the 4-drops, we're running 1 copy of Elspeth, Sun's Nemesis. She comes in at 5 loyalty. Her -1 ability says up to 2 target creatures you control each gain +2 and +1 till the end of turn. Her -2 says create 2 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens. Her -3 is gain 5 life. And then we can escape her from our graveyard by paying her escape costs and exiling 4 other cards from your graveyard. Running the full playset of Shatter the Sky. This is sorcery. Each player who controls a creature with power 4 or greater draws a card and then destroy all creatures. 1 Extinction Event at sorcery speed. Choose odd or even. Exile each creature with converted mana cost of the chosen value. 0 is even. And we're running the full playset of Doom Foretold, an enchantment, and it says at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a non-land, non-token permanent. If that player can't, they discard a card, they lose 2 life, you draw a card, you gain 2 life, you create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance, and then you sacrifice Doom Foretold. On to the 5-drops. We have 3 copies of Elspeth Conquers Death, another enchantment saga. The first chapter says exile target exile target permanent an opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or greater. Chapter 2 says non-creature spells your opponent's cast cost 2 more to cast until your next turn. And then the final chapter, return target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield and put a +1/+1 counter or a loyalty counter on it. And we're running 2 additional copies of Yorion Sky Nomad. We won't go into that because we already explained it. And on the top end, we have 3 copies of Shark Typhoon, another enchantment that says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. And then we can cycle it, and when we do cycle, we create an XX blue shark creature token with flying. And then finally, 1 copy of Dream Trawler. She's a 3/5 with flying and lifelink. She says whenever you draw a card, Dream Trawler gets +1/+0 until the end of turn. And whenever Dream Trawler attacks, we draw a card. And then we can discard a card at any time, and Dream Trawler gains hexproof until the end of turn. We tap it. 1 copy of Emeria Shattered Skyclave or Emeria's Call, another module land. We can either pay 3 life and enters the battlefield untapped to produce white mana, or we can cast it for its sorcery side, create 2 4/4 white angel warrior creature tokens with flying, and non-angel creatures you control gain indestructible until your next turn. Onto the mana base, we have 1 copy of Castle Ardenvale, 4 plains, 2 islands, 2 swamps, 4 Grimclimb or Brightclimb Pathway, 4 Murkwater or Clearwater Pathway, 4 Temple of Deceit, 4 Raugrin Triome, 1 Crawling Barrens, and 4 Fabled Passage. So, what this deck is about... Pardon me, so sorry, one moment. So what this deck about is obviously around Doom Foretold and Yorion. We're trying to get value with our removal enchantments as well as our card draw and scry enchantments. And then later on we're going to be bringing them all back, hopefully from the graveyard with Dance of the Manse to finish the game. But we can very easily just win the game before we Dance of the Manse. Yeah, we have Skyclave gains a life, Birth of Meletis little ramp, gains a life, has a blocker. Skyclave Shade is a very nice combo with Doom Foretold. Since it just keeps coming back and back, we can sack it to Doom Foretold, so we can just keep Doom Foretold active against our opponent. We'd like to play our Treacherous Blessing, draw some cards, and then preferably on the next turn drop a Doom Foretold and then sack the Treacherous Blessing. Elspeth is Graveyard Hate, also goes in their hand. Skyclave Apparition, I was originally running 3 copies of Glass Casket, which is an artifact, and can come back, has some synergies with Dance of the Manse. However, the Wicked Wolf is becoming more and more popular over the last couple of days, so I decided to run this instead because it will just exile it. We don't have to deal with that indestructible. Yeah, and then we're not really too concerned about the illusion token because we can handle anything with 4, usually power 4 or greater with our other stuff like our board wipes. Speaking of, we have our board wipes, you know, to clear the board against more aggressive decks, and 1 Extinction Event in case we run into some pesky creatures that we can't get rid of normally. 1 copy of Elspeth, just because it's just a fantastic card and it kind of lends itself to this control-y style build. And usually by the time we can play it, or find it I should say, we're just getting value, either gaining life or getting a board presence. We very, very, very rarely will exile anything from our graveyard. Usually if we bring her back, we bring her back with Elspeth Conquers Death. Once again, going into Elspeth is just an amazing card overall, helps us hit all the stuff that Skyclave can't, and makes our board a little bit more protected in Chapter 2, and then we can bring back a creature or planeswalker with an additional counter, including Yorion, so it's very nice. Shark Typhoon is an amazing card. We can cycle it early if we need a emergency blocker, but usually we'd like to play it for its big boy cost. Also, if it gets countered, Once again, like anything in this deck, we don't really care about counter spells, because if we fill their graveyard up, we're just going to dance at the Manse anyways, so it doesn't really matter to us. And then 1 copy of Dream Trawler as a late game card draw / life gain stabilizing mechanic. Emeria's, I'm still unsure about this card. I very rarely ever use it for its sorcery side. It's always just a land, but I guess having that added ability. But yeah, this is the only card I'm uncertain of in the deck. But yeah, that's the deck. Let's hop into some games. We got a 3.4 converted mana cost running 11 creatures, 26 enchantments, and 30 lands. Very, very excited for this deck. This deck has been playtesting extremely well. Let's see what we can do. Skeleton King. Alright, so we have a 4-lander here technically. Passage can help us find our blue. Skyclave, Treacherous Blessing. Digging land, but no... Well, I mean, we do have card draw with Treacherous. I'd like to just see a little bit more interaction. We don't really have much going on. I think I want to mulligan this. Okay, so this is a little bit better. We have an Elspeth, we have our Omen of the Sea, so we can scry and get some card draw, and we can just drop the Dance of the Manse, and we have all of our colors, so we'll keep this. We'll drop the Dance. Okay. I think we'll start off with the Temple, so get our scry on. Dream Trawler, love the card, a little bit too expensive at the moment. 3, 4. Yeah, why not? Let's keep that. We got enough early interaction. Then we're gonna scry some more. Opponent drops a Castle Ardenvale. So I think what we'll do, we'll play... Ooh, didn't realize that was an untapped land. Okay, that kind of sucks. Let's do... Let's put this in as a Clearwater, and we'll pass. Destiny Spinner. Okay, so some type of an enchantment. Okay. So we got an Omen. Another Skyclave. I think the Omen could be nice since we're dealing creatures, maybe have some chump blockers. We already have a Skyclave, so we can bottom that. Unfortunately, we have to play out this Castle Ardenvale tapped. I'm going to go into full control here, make him think we have another counter spell. However, creatures and enchantments you can't be countered. Still going to go into full control. Opponent goes in for 2. It's going to be a great time to Elspeth. Okay, there's another land. Beautiful. So we'll go ahead and just drop this. Hit that Destiny Spinner. Next turn will go in his hand. This is enchantments. He could be running a Calyx. We do not like Calyx. Omen, okay. Ooh, red. Shatter the Sky. Not too concerned about that. Lithoform engine. That could be nasty. Do we take the lithoform? This is a tough one. Balaged too, he can just return something. I think we take this, honestly, because we don't want him bringing anything back. Let's see, he's got a lithoform, he's got a Lana War. We already have double white, so we'll drop this as a swamp. Do I play... I think we want to get something else out there for him to target with his Vanishing Light. It won't really matter if he exiles it anyways. So I think what we'll do is we'll just gain some life, because he's going to target it with Vanishing Light. He may hit the Elspeth's Nightmare, who knows, but hopefully we draw into a Clothis. You struggle as long as you're... Okay. Okay, well, we don't like Clothis either, so we'll just exile that. And I guess we will just create some humans. Maybe we can get a board wipe out of his hand.
I am proud of my comrades.
2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're just gonna drop this as a land so we can play Dreamtrawler next turn. Okay, he still doesn't do anything. Now, Shatter can hit Dreamtrawler, so I think we just bounce here. We'll target you and you. Submit. No attacks. These guys come back. Elspeth, do we hit this? Because I don't think I want him scrying, right? Yeah, I think we're going to hit this. Don't want him scrying. Shark Typhoon. Shatter. We definitely want the... I think that's actually perfect. We'll just take both of those. Now, if he put... Oh, okay. Or he just quits. Beautiful. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Cool. Let's hop into another one. Thide. Karn. Alright. So we have a 3-lander here, technically. Do we keep this? Yeah, I guess we keep this. Hello. Okay, so now we have blue-black, so that changes things. So we'll lead off with the temple, we'll get the scry. Brightclimb's what we want to see. So here we play. Do we play Omen? We already have a white. Yeah. Let's play this Brightclimb, and we'll pass. Hold up the Omen. Opponent's double Fabled Passage. Could be landfall. maybe? Meletis is nice. I think we can drop the land at this point. Oh, or we could just draw into another land. It's beautiful. So let's play out our plains. Let's play out our Birth of Meletis. Grab another plains. So now we have plenty of plains. We'll have this come in as blue. Yeah, this looks like landfall. But he still hasn't played any creatures. Oh well. There's the brush fire. Would love to draw into a Elspeth's Nightmare. That'd be very nice. It's running 4 colors. Yeah, I have no earthly idea what's going on here. Okay. So we'll have this enter in as a island, and I think we just drop the Doom. Yep. At this point, I feel like we can just sack the Meletis. We draw into a swamp, which is nice. So do I Yorion now? Do I Yorion now? I think we do. Might as well. Let's get the value out of it since we have another one. Okay. Dance of the Manse. Seems a little early for her. We can definitely drop him. Yeah, fuck it. Let's keep the dance on top. Okay. Treacherous Blessing's amazing right now. We'll be at 6. I don't care what he does to Yorion because we'll just get it right back. Or he could just quit. Got him! Yeah, this deck is it's pretty evil. It's pretty evil. Sorry about that. Let's hop into another one. Timius. Alright. So we have a 2-lander here. We have no blue, we have no white. This is not a keepable hand. We'll mulligan this. Ugh. Seems a little slow. But technically we have our land. I like the Extinction Event. I guess we'll drop the Trawler. Keep this, drop the Trawler. Okay. I just don't like all these tapped lands, but whatever. So we'll scry. Omen could be good, but I'd like more interaction because we don't know what we're dealing with quite yet, so we'll bottom that. Swamp. Okay. Some type of reanimator. Do I play this temple? I think I do. Skyclave Shade. This could be very nasty with Doom Foretold, so we'll keep that on top. Acquisitions Expert. So pick 2. Choose 2 cards to reveal. We'll give him Sky Cleric, and we'll give him Omen. I'm assuming he'll take the Omen, yeah. Okay, so let's play out our Fabled. Let's search up Plains. And then I think I'm good holding up the Omen. Pass. Hold this up. Hateful Eidolon. Okay. This is Screaming Luris to me. So we'll pass. Let's go in for 2. And we'll crack this Omen. Fabled Passage, huh? Well, I think we need that. And I think we can just drop you. Shark Typhoon. Chump block. We're going to crack this. And we're going to search up a Plains. 2, 3. I think we Extinction Event because I don't want him getting any card draw off this, and I definitely don't want him bringing this back as a demon. So I think we'll Extinction Event and we'll choose Odd. Yep. Cool. Well, don't get as much value as I would have liked to now because you can bring back the demon, but that's fine. We still have our Shark Typhoon. If he hits us again with another Acquisitions Expert, we'll just drop the Skyclave and I guess the Cleric. Okay. Another island. Beautiful. So now I think we can show him the Skyclave. We'll have it enter as a 5/3. Put some pressure on the board, get some removal out of his hand. Probably also running Call the Death Dweller, which would be pretty nasty. Mire's Grasp, cool. Now we just play a land and we'll get it right back. Treacherous Blessing. So let's do this. Let's have this enter. It's a creature. Can we do both? We can. So I'm going to play Skyclave first. We'll drop the Treacherous. Draw some cards. That's nice. Gain some life. And crack the Fabled. I'll be more interested in dropping the Shark Typhoon immediately so we can start swarming the board, especially since he's probably going to be getting some 5/5 flying demons here soon. Blood Chief's Thirst on himself. Okay, that's one way to do it. So I guess he's going to be Death Dwelling. So now we're going to, yeah. So now he's got 2 5/5 flying demons. That's not good. Need to draw a board wipe here. Okay. And Myers Grasp again. Cool. So he's out of gas. We just gotta find our wipe. That's not it. Okay. So let's crack this. Let's search up a island. 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna take 10, 11 next turn. I mean, we gotta look for our board wipe. That's not it, and that's not it. Come on, board wipe. Elspeth doesn't help us. We could Shark Typhoon, but that's only buying us time. We're going to take 5, 11 damage. So let's pass. Let's see what this card is. Hateful Eidolon, okay. So we're going to take 11 here. So this is it. I mean, we have to find a board wipe. Doom Foretold is not going to work. We need that board wipe. Come on. And then with this Treacherous Blessing, it's dangerous territory. That's not it. I play you. I lose a life. Yeah, it's GG. Good game. You win some, you lose some. But I am extremely happy with this deck so far. Let's hop into another one. Okay. Let's keep the train rolling. Let's go. Okay, so we have a 2/3 lander. I mean, I'd really like to see. We don't have any scry and we don't have any blue. We do have the apparition, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. I think we'll mulligan this. That's not good either. We have the I wish there was a way you could order these. I mean, I know it's not that big a deal, but like, you know, so I can kind of see my plan. So got 2, 2, 3. We'll mulligan this. Okay, this is going to be the one. We'll keep this. We'll drop an Elspeth, and we'll drop a Suns, I guess. Okay. All right, so let's drop this. We're going to search up a white, or a plains. White mana, plains. Opponents on Gruul so far. Scrying. One at the bottom, that's good. We will crack this. We'll look for a plains. Okay. Skyclave is nice. Let's go ahead and play out the island. Let's go ahead and play out the Mazemind. Pass. Chain web breach. Okay, cool. And we'll crack this. Another plains. I think that's good for our Skyclave. We'll keep that. We'll pass here. No immediate threats. Now we're getting into the bread and butter here. Cool. Cool. Scry first. Another Omen. Don't know if we need another Omen. And we'll crack this. Okay. Cool. All right. Put this in as a swamp. Still in no immediate danger, so we'll pass here. Okay. Pass. 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 Tuck to room, creature you control have haste. Okay. That could be problematic. But I think I'll let that ride. We will scry. Treacherous Blessing's nice. And yeah, let's see what we hit with this this Treacherous. There's the Doom, beautiful. Let's play the Raugrin since it comes into play tap. We'll pass the turn. He's gonna get something for 4, but then we can just exile it with Skyclave. Okay, another ram through, sure. Use them all on my tokens, no worries. Crack this. Don't need any more land. Shatter, beautiful. Do we shatter first? I think we do. Let's do this. Let's shatter now. Don't mind taking the extra damage for now. And then hopefully he'll be pressured to just go ahead and play out the Skyclave. Gain some life, get a blocker down. Next turn we drop Doom. Gem Razor. That's not good for you. Got him. All right, my friends, that's all I've got for you today. I feel like this deck is in a very, very nice position for the meta right now. This deck can easily be built for a best of 3 as well. Like I said, once again, I don't do best of 3 because I feel like you can see more variety of games in best of 1. But yeah, very happy with the build. I will be putting the deck list in the description of the video like always, and I'll leave you guys at that. I just want to say once again, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It's free to you and helps us out so much. Feel free to drop me a comment, talk about strategy, deck ideas, misplays. I read the comments daily. And if you have any friends or family that are into Magic, please share the channel with them. Also, don't forget, if you're going to be a new follower or subscriber on either my Twitch or YouTube channels, once you do follow or subscribe, just reach out to me in the chat or the comments, say something like, hey, I just subscribed or whatever, and I can respond to you with an in-game code that you can use in Arena to unlock a mystery gift from Wizards. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.